There are a lot of opportunities and a lot of things that blogging can offer to communities of elders, whether it's in a residential community or perhaps just a gathering, they meet once a month, or a health facility or something like that. I see some pros and cons, mostly pros. The only con I see is blogging does require a familiarity with computers, or electronic, comfortable level of comfort with using computers and electronic media and so on. It can also be enhanced with being able to put pictures on the blog and things like that. Certainly things people can learn if they don't know, and many people will have those skills, but there will be some people who will be uncomfortable with those skills, no matter the age set. You know, some people are just more comfortable than others. So as opposed to something like writing, journaling with paper and pen, blogging does require that people interact with computers or iPads or some tablet or something. So that's the main con I see, but the pros I see lots. One is that a blog post, just by its nature, is short. It's not like reading a magazine article, certainly nothing like reading a book or even a short story. I see that as a pro for both reading and writing. Particularly for writing, people may be uncomfortable or not used to writing much. It's not as overwhelming to write a blog post as it is to say, well, we'd like you to write an article or something like that. Reading also, blogs have, because of their short length, usually have a particular focus or theme, each post itself. So the reader is exploring one particular idea usually. The blogger may come at it from different angles, certainly, but there will be one theme. It's something that can be read in a short time in one sitting. So that's one of the pros, I think, for blogs in general. Another is any form of reading or writing, I find as an author and blogger, is an opportunity for reflection. It's an opportunity to be very present to a moment. Sometimes when you're blogging, you're present to the moment of some recent thing. Sometimes you're reflecting on something in the past, but whatever it is, you're very present to that moment. And I have always found that my writing, whether it's a column or a blog, draws me into prayer. And I think that's because writing brings you into the present, and that's where God is. That's where we meet God, is the present moment. And so blogging offers a great opportunity, I think, for people to slow down and just pay attention to one thing in particular, one event or thought or theme that is on their minds. Another thing is blogs have a great variety. They're short, and you can write a blog about experience of God or prayer in your daily life, and going to the grocery store, in a family situation. The next day you might be exploring the thought of an author, a contemplative prayer, or something else. Blogging, by its nature, does not have to follow a long theme, a long storyline. You're looking at snippets of life and your reflection on that. So blogging offers that person a variety. Whether they're reading, they're going to get a variety of topics, or if they're writing, they don't feel like they have to create a long storyline or a big plot or something like that. They can just reflect on small snippets of life, and then their prayer life, their relationship with God, or where they find God in ordinary life. So I think the length, the reflection, and also the variety are all pros for blogs, whether you're reading or writing. Now, reading blogs helps the reader become familiar with the blogger. It becomes the blogger, the who of the blogger becomes just about as important as the what they're blogging about. It's kind of like making a friend, a digital friend, but you follow this blogger, like someone follows a column in a newspaper. And a lot of people have favorite columnists, and you'll hear them talking to each other. Oh, did you read so-and-so's column this week or yesterday? Blogging allows you to follow a person through different life experiences. They're going to write blogs on all different topics, but you get to kind of watch them as they respond to life's challenges, to life's opportunities, and you feel like you get to know them. Also, something different than following a columnist in a written print media is that you have the opportunity oftentimes to respond to the blogger. Most blogs have a comment button where you can read, if you read a blog and something really moves you or touches you, or maybe you disagree or something, you can click on that comment and write a comment to the blogger. You also have the opportunity to read comments from other readers, and often the blogger will respond as well. So that's an aspect of blogging that differs from print media, where you follow a columnist or a favorite author. And it's more immediate, it's more in the immediate time frame. You read it and you comment right away. It's not, I have in the past written letters to favorite authors and maybe a month later, 2 months later, or maybe never, but you get response. But the electronic media allows you to respond in a quick and timely way. So I think that is a large pro for blogging, and it's something a little different. On a lighter side, electronic devices allow us to adjust font size. So for those of us who need a little help with reading, it's no problem. You don't have to order extra large print books or something like that and limit your selection. You just, move your fingers or click a button and you can read the blog in whatever size font is best for you. The other side of blogging is writing a blog. Again, there's the difficulty, or the challenge, I should say, of familiarity with the tools you need. The program, whatever, there are many different programs that give you tools to write a blog, to set up a blog, so you don't have to know computer language or things like that. So there are many ways to make it simple, but you still have to become comfortable with that. I think one of the pros of doing this in a community setting, whether it's a residential setting or a monthly meeting or a club or something like that, is you can have facilitators, you'll have people that are very comfortable, you'll have people that aren't, whatever the age. And so the plus of having a community that has a leader or facilitator, or if it's a residential community, you may have a programming director, activity director, that they can step in and be a facilitator in this. But the important thing about blogging, writing a blog, is sharing our stories. There's great power in telling our stories. It's a healing time for many people. It's affirming, it affirms your own life experience that someone else might be interested in reading what your thoughts are, what your experiences have been. It really is a support, and you feel like you have your life, you have wisdom to offer, you have questions to ask, and there are people that are interested in your questions and in your thoughts. Scripture is just a collection of stories. Basically, when we look back, most of Scripture is story. And we all have story with God. We all have a journey with God. And being able to share that with others in a simple way that is not as intimidating as writing a book or a magazine article or something like that, but to be able to share your encounter with God with others not only affirms you, but it also offers hope to others. I have experienced myself is sharing difficult stories with others. It frees others up to share their difficult stories with someone else. So telling story is a powerful, it's almost like, to me, it's a sacrament. Certainly not like in the Catholic Church, there's 7 sacraments, but it's in the broader general sense of sacrament, of a place of encountering God. Whether we're the hearer of the story, the teller of the story, it is a sacrament. It is a way of encountering God and allowing the Spirit to move in God's people. So I see 2 possibilities for writing blogs in this kind of situation. One is personal blogs that people could write on their own, maybe with a little help to get started. Maybe some people come knowing exactly what they want to do and with the talent and the skills they need to do it, but to just maintain their own blog. This certainly allows them great freedom in what topics they want to explore, how they want to share their journey, their spiritual journey. Perhaps there'll be certain prayers, certain experiences, just certain things that they feel they would like to share with others, and they can do that. It also gives them an ability to reach outside of their immediate community, immediate circle of friends or acquaintances. And that can be exciting. It can be interesting to hear comments and things from other people. Besides a personal blog, you might have a blog that is designed particularly for that community of elders as they gather. Perhaps it's a residential program. Perhaps it's a club or people meeting in a health facility or something like that. Then you would need a facilitator, programming director, club coordinator, some person in that group who would be responsible for maintaining the blog. They could set it up. They could be responsible for adding photos if they wanted or images. They can be images that are taken from the residents or the people that are going to contribute to the blog. They can be stock photos. They can be all kinds of things. But there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of options out there. But they can create a blog just to be shared within the community itself. For some people, they might find that more comfortable in sharing their story. Some of us are more willing to just put it all out there, share it out with the world and see what happens. Other people would feel more comfortable sharing their stories and their thoughts with a community of friends, people that they know. So a facilitator could create a blog that would be available, accessible to their members, people in the community. They could make the blog anything goes kind of blog, where individual people could post their thoughts, their blogs, different person every day. Maybe you have someone that will have a particular topic they want to pursue. They could have a theme for their blogs, maybe a theme for one particular week or a month. It might be a liturgical theme. It might be like, for example, the season of Lent or the season of Advent, asking community members to contribute their thoughts and blogs about that particular season. It could be scriptural theme. It could be a prayer type. It could be a contemplative prayer, or it could be intercessory prayer. There's all kinds of things that a person could do in coordinating a group blog. But I think they could have allow people even to blog about the spiritual aspects of coping with illness or particular challenges or growing older. But the advantage would be that this would be a safe place. They wouldn't feel like anyone could read, but they would be sharing with people that they knew and felt comfortable they were journeying with already. So I think blogging can be a great asset to people in their senior years, no matter their situation, whether they're in a residency, whether they're part of a community that meets regularly. But it gives us a chance to tell and to hear story. And to me, that is where the power of blogging lies.